My name is Jen.
And my name is Johnny. And we're going to review movies on our movie review channel. And we're going to choose from movies we've seen that we liked and movies that we haven't seen that we'll probably catch off of Netflix or movies that we buy at the store. So let's talk about that. On today's movie review, we're going to review the movie
Bridesmaids.
Yeah, so we're obviously going to review Bridesmaids. So Bridesmaids, what it is, it's a girl who's getting married. It's a comedy to begin with. It's a girl who's getting married and she decides that her best friend from childhood is going to be her maid of honor. And she's going to have just a nice, classic, beautiful wedding.
No, she finds out that her best friend's getting married. And then that's when the whole thing starts. Remember, she shows her, do you want to know?
A girl's getting married. She has her best friend who's going to be her maid of honor. And the journey just starts where things start to go wrong because this is the first time her friend has done that. And so her wannabe sort of best friend decides to step in and just throw the wedding of a lifetime through her eyes just because she's lonely and her husband's always away. So she tries to take control and it's a big mess. And that's where the funny comes in. So what would you say your favorite character is in this movie?
So my favorite character from the movie was Annie Walker, which is Kristen Wiig. And the whole movie, she is just making me honestly roll off the floor laughing, seriously. I mean, I am honestly not really the type of person that will actually just start laughing out of nowhere, but she made, honestly, that movie A-okay for me.
I would have to say that actually the character Megan, played by, her name is Melissa McCarthy, she made this movie. I think if it wasn't for her, this movie would have just been any other wannabe movie. She completely had me cranking up the whole way through. She's the one that's going to be in the new movie, The Identity Thief. And she's also going to be in, I think it's called Heat with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, she is hilarious from beginning to end. I couldn't have enough of her. She was just my favorite. As far as our least favorite, I think we kind of talked about this before we started. And do you want to explain it?
Well, it's the roommates. When the movie starts, pretty much, they start with what's her name, Annie, living with roommates, and she has two roommates. So it's Gil and Bryn, and that's played by Matt Lucas and Rebel Wilson. And pretty much in the movie, I kind of feel like it's pointless to have them there. It gives like a little chuckle here and there, but it's kind of like, I personally thought it was pointless to really have them. What did you think?
I would say it was weird. Like, they could have been completely taken off. Really, with one of them, I guess it would have been enough that she has problems where she lives with paying rent and just having weird roommates. And I think they were trying to make that so you can relate to anyone. But I guess the characters' roles were just kind of off the wall. They didn't really go with any part of the story. And that's really the only time you saw them as well. So, yeah, I would say they were my least favorite characters. So, as far as your favorite scene, what would you say your favorite scene was?
So, Lillian's going to get married, and Helen has planned out all of her wedding, and Annie is the best friend, though. And Annie, in the beginning, had kind of like told them that she wanted the whole Paris theme, and Lillian, was it Lillian? Helen was like, no, that sounds like it's been there, done that type of deal, and she didn't agree to it or whatever. And so I guess that's where it left off. He gets so mad that she took away her ideas and whatnot. And she comes to the party and she sees this whole thing that is like the Eiffel Tower, the Paris theme and all that, and she just starts going crazy and starts throwing everything. I just thought that was the hilarious part of the movie. What about you?
My favorite part, though, is when the Brazilian food just took effect, where they got the food poisoning and they're running into the bathroom, throwing up on the toilet, not in it. Megan takes a doo-doo in the sink, and then the other girl who's newlywed throws up on the first girl's hair. And then just to top it off, Lillian, who's the one getting married, runs out across the street because I guess she's wanting to use the bathroom across the street, doesn't make it, stops in the middle of the road, and that's it. She's taking a shit. That made me crack up. I couldn't stop laughing. I think I even had to pause the movie to just let out all the laughter. But that just had to be a classic, just straight up funny part of that film. Would I recommend this movie? Definitely. I would recommend it to my friends. I would recommend this to anyone. Obviously, if you're of age, but it's a movie that I think anyone can enjoy. Buddy, would you recommend this movie?
I would recommend it. I personally like it. It was my kind of movie. I like these type of movies that they're kind of like quick to get into what's going on, and the whole time it's just entertaining you. So that's it for movie reviews. Next week we'll be reviewing the movie The Descendants by George Clooney. And if you guys want to tune in next week to go ahead and watch that, you can go ahead and leave your comments down below if you'd like. If you want to watch the movie ahead of time, that way next week you know exactly what we're talking about, you can go ahead and do that. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, wherever the subscribe button is for you, so that you can stay tuned for more videos. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching.
If this was my background, this is actually my umbrella. And we're...
So Cut PBS is someone who will play him, and I guess you could say